Hello everyone, it is yet another beautiful day here, driving home from work, and boy do I have some things to talk about. Holy crap. First things first, YouTube heroes. I mean, you know, there's nothing to do but just laugh at it, because who thinks of this crap? Who at YouTube or Google or whoever the fuck is running the marketing schemes is thinking that anything that you're doing right now is a good idea? I don't understand the process that they go through thinking this stuff. I don't get the mentality that you have to be in, but boy, what a shitstorm this is. I mean, what are they doing? Putting moderation in the hands of the general public. That's a great idea. Let's get the entire world to fuck up our system. And even dumber still is the fact that not only do they have the system in place where any Joe Schmo could go onto a video, and if it's inappropriate to them, they can flag it and complain about it or whatever. They've also got in place a system where people that work for YouTube moderate those complaints. So you've got moderators moderating videos and moderators moderating those moderators. I'm baffled by this. Now, this may not affect me because I'm such a small channel, and so really any complaint against my channel is like, alright, doesn't really make a difference. I don't get the views anyway. But it's still asinine. It's such a dumb move. Who thinks that giving this kind of power to just random people on the internet is a good thing? Do they not learn from the reactions of people online? I mean, this is about as stupid as putting a poll up online saying, hey, name this new soda, and people put in things like Hitler's grave or some stupid shit like that. I don't know. Like, Bodie McBoatface. I'm sure most of you know what that's all about. Same situation. You give people the power to moderate other YouTube creators' content, and we're gonna have problems. You know who I trust to moderate my videos? My fucking moderator. Why would I trust some random asshole online who's just there for the funsies? If this is actually gonna be implemented full scale, it is going to go downhill very quickly. Another big note of news is that Hi-Rez Studios, the guys who made Smite, are being attacked for their game Paladins because it looks so much like Overwatch and it plays so much like Overwatch. Now, I've heard of the game Paladins for quite a while now, a few years actually, but I heard all about Paladins. It sounded like a cool game. I didn't know what kind of game it was. I heard it was like MOBA-esque, I think, but I didn't know it was this kind of game. And people are all up in arms against Paladins, like, you copied Overwatch. And then one of the developers or head guys there at Hi-Rez, I can't remember if it was his like CEO or president or one of the major developers, made a very lengthy post basically taking every criticism and going through it with a fine-tooth comb. Like, really making sure that he covered each area, letting people know, here's how our game isn't like Overwatch. But you know what? I have to actually give the guy some credit for standing up for what he believes in, because honestly, the general population doesn't know what it takes to make a video game. Do you know how hard it is to come up with a new IP? I mean, I worked on Skylanders Swap Force, okay? Skylanders was the very first game series in history to combine the ideas of video games and toys, and then putting your toys on this little pad that makes them come to life in your video game. First game to ever do it. So what happens? Disney comes out with Disney Infinity. You see how well that worked out. Disney Infinity fell flat on its face. But the bottom line is, it was exactly the same type of game. It was a bit more rough around the edges, I personally think. But they tried to make a competing product. And in my opinion, that's what Hi-Rez is doing here. They are creating a competing product, whether it looks like Overwatch or not, whether it plays like Overwatch or not, it's the same type of game. They're trying to compete with Overwatch, whether they want to admit that or not. From what I heard, he's trying to steer clear of the fact that, they are trying to compete directly with Blizzard, because I mean, you don't want to try and compete with Blizzard most of the time. But there are games that are going to look the same, they're going to play the same, because it's extremely difficult to come up with an original idea for a video game these days, because everything's been done up until now. So what do? You take a formula, you take things that you like from other games, you put them into your game, call them something different, make them look a little different, make them act a little different, and bing bam boom, you have your own game. Sure, it looks like that one game that you play all the time, but it's a competing product. The point is to compete. Competition is good for the industry. Do you know how they're competing with it? Guess what? Paladins is free to play. So you don't want to spend $60 or $40 on Overwatch. You can get Paladins, get the exact same experience for nothing, for no money. Okay, it looks and plays the same, but you know what? It's a free game. So if you want the Overwatch experience, go play Paladins. If you don't want to spend that kind of money, Diablo was not the first. I don't think. As far as I know, Diablo was not the first ARPG in the world. I'm sure there were a few before it. Baldur's Gate is another example, but exactly the same game type. Torchlight, great example. Same type of game as Diablo. Exact same type of game. Does it look and play the same? Not really, but it's the same exact type of game. So, people need to stop acting like retards and think for a second. Final Fantasy XIV, another great example. When they failed the first time with Final Fantasy XIV Online, they went way back to the drawing board and said, what the hell did we just do? How did we fuck that up? And so what they did was they took a look at the best of the best MMOs on the market. World of Warcraft, Star Wars, The Old Republic. Think of some of the better MMOs that you've played. Think of all the awesome things that you've done in those MMOs. Now put them all into Final Fantasy. That's exactly what Final Fantasy or Realm Reborn is. They took the best of everything that they could find, the ones that they thought were the best. They took the game mechanics, they made them their own, and they put them into one game. And it's a fun experience. Does it have elements of other games in it? Yes. But that doesn't make it any less of a game than something like World of Warcraft. It has, so everybody who's bashing Paladins, I haven't played it yet. I actually would like to. Did people bash Battleborn for being like Overwatch? No. Did people bash Overwatch for being like Titanfall? Being like Team Fortress 2? No. They just said, hey, there's some similarities. But they didn't say it looks exactly like and it plays exactly like. Because we already knew that. So shut your goddamn pie holes. Another bit of news. This one's a bit upsetting. Chris Metzen is retiring. Chris Metzen, if you don't know, long time, and probably I don't know if he was one of the founders of Blizzard, but one of the longest running developers at that company, Blizzard Entertainment. 23 years this man was part of this company, making some of the greatest titles that we've ever played in history. Is now retiring. I think he's only in his 40s. He got into Blizzard when he was just 20, somewhere in his 20s, and he's finally saying I'm done. He wants to take care of his family. His wife is I think having another kid, as far as I've heard. It's sad, but you gotta be happy for the guy. You gotta be happy because of the accomplishments that he's achieved. You gotta be happy that he's got a family that he wants to take care of. You just gotta be happy for the guy. I don't know if he's still gonna be doing voiceover work for them, because he was the voice of Thrall, so it's kind of a big deal. I believe he's also the voice of Winston. entirely sure. You gotta be happy for the guy. And you know what? I am. So thank you, Chris Metzen, for everything that you did with Blizzard Entertainment and given us over the years. We appreciate you, and we hope you have a wonderful time playing your own games in your retirement. And the last bit of news, which I don't really understand why. I get, sort of, maybe, but it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't see the point, is Blizzard Entertainment. I know this has been a very Blizzard heavy video, but Blizzard Entertainment is now doing away with Battle.net. They're going to be reworking it into something else. They don't know the official name of it, but it'll be Blizzard something. You know, so to kind of like uniform their system, their online system, because they feel Battle.net, I guess, kind of separates what they're trying to do. Like, Battle.net is completely separated, a separate entity of Blizzard Entertainment, even though it's not. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to create they're trying to move it over to something that is a little bit more defining. So I guess it's an okay move, but I mean, after so many years of calling it Battle.net, you know, it's going to be weird calling it anything else. And quite frankly, I think I'm still going to end up calling it Battle.net, because that's what I grew up with. That's what I've always known it as. And that's what it's going to continue to be for me. You know, my Battle.net tag, my, you know, Battle.net account. It's just something, it's just what I grew up with. And that's what I will always remember it by, no matter what they call it. So, you know, they can do whatever they want. It's their system, but still, old things don't change very easily for older people. Anyway, so yeah, that's about it for today. Nothing bad happened at work or anything. I did see an email by my assistant manager telling everybody, help, we need more help in the Comcast folder, blah, 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 blah. You know, the shit that I've been doing by myself for a month. Yeah, now we're just getting help with it, so whatever. I'm not dealing with that at the moment. I'm dealing with another project, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. If you dislike it, well, take a long, good look at this face, man, because you ain't never going to see it again. And I will see you guys later.